See, men aren't losing because of women or society. Men are losing because they surrender their own discipline. On this whiteboard today, I'm going to show you what separates the victim from the warrior. See, weakness isn't out there. Weakness is within. When you look at yourself in the mirror, that man staring back at you, what do you see in him? Today, I'm going to shatter that. I'm going to absolutely shatter that for you. If you never win the internal war, you will always be controlled by the world, by women, by anybody that you come into contact with. You have to own your presence through stillness. That is why I've created the Masculine Stillness Protocol. In the description, grab it. It's totally free training. My gift to you. Let's begin this. So, some of these you may have heard, but I'm going to go a little bit deep. Screen slavery. Number one, you have to understand, if you wake up in the morning and you just immediately grab your phone, you are depleting your reserves, your dopamine reserves. So look, say these are all your dopamine reserves for the day. If you wake up and, scroll on your phone, that takes one away. If you wake up and eat bullshit food, that takes one away. Getting that dopamine hit, you need that donut with your coffee. No. You're depleting them one by one. And then, before you know it, by the end of the fucking day, you're done. You have no more left. You have to understand there is an untapped reservoir of energy within you, and it is endless. Endless. I used to have people tell me this all the time. Way back when I was a barista, I worked coffee. They'd be like, dude, why don't you ever die off? I'm in there at fucking 5:30 in the morning. By 2 o'clock, I'm the exact same person with the exact same energy. It's because I draw it from within. That is so freaking important. This is sucking you dry. Every single day. Are you scrolling? Are you flip-flopping through shit? Stop it. It is weakening your true being. That brings me to number 2. You numb yourself for comfort or escape. Also with the food, also with the content. How many other coaches are you watching on YouTube? Thinking that if I take in all this content, I will be the person that I dream of. That is not how it works. A good example of this is one of the greatest lessons I learned when I was learning how to play guitar. My teacher told me, I know it's difficult, all these scales, the modes, the different keys, the diminished, the suspended, the sevenths, the twelfths. Your goal is to learn them, and then in the moment, during playing, which, think about this is your life. In life, you forget about all that shit, and you just be. You just be. You don't have to sit there and, what chord comes next? No, it doesn't happen. It's internalized, and you express it through the flow state, which is exactly what stillness will teach you. That's why it's so important today. It's so important that men understand this. Your weak language. Maybe. I'm sorry. How many times do you notice? If you're aware enough to notice, every time you cross another man, like say you're walking down the sidewalk, and even if you guys both have space, the guy's like, oh, sorry. That is weak. That is weak. Never, ever use weak language around anybody. And you'll catch yourself doing this once you step back from your bullshit identity. You go within, you see the true self. Through this awareness, you can start to realize who you are actually being in day-to-day life. And if you just become aware, you can catch it and you can nip that shit, man. That is key. Your fear of conflict. This is so freaking big, especially when it comes to women. Women respect a man who is both dangerous, has that dangerous energy, okay, and protective energy. You have to embody both. And if you're afraid of conflict, if you can't say no, if you're a little people pleaser, there could be deeper rooted issues for sure. But you cannot fear conflict. You must be the man that speaks his truth. You must. You can't do that after learning all kinds of techniques and learning all these freaking drills. Oh, if I just script in the morning and tell myself that I fear nothing, I fear nothing, I fear nothing. And then when you go out into the world, somebody says something that you disagree with and you don't speak up. Because you have to embody the man. You have to be it, not act it. That's the purpose of this. Your true self needs to be released into the world. Number 5, your fragmented identity. This is where absolute awareness comes in so freaking handy. You fragment your identity. You dumb it down. You use things to block out who you truly are because it is, guess what? Comfortable. Comfort is the king of killers for you becoming the man. Trust me, I know this from experience. All I did, I've been the video gamer. I've been the weed smoker. Sat around, do nothing. Just drowned it out into comfort. Go to work, come home, flip on the TV, forget about the day. Forget, drown out in comfort. Don't fragment your identity like that. Own your shit. Own your shit. Don't do that. You need to both realize and map out the man that you want to be. If you don't do this, who the fuck are you? What are you doing? I could go off on that. I don't know if you could tell. Outsourcing authenticity. When you outsource your authenticity and your authority, that should be authenticity. You outsource the approval, the validation. You need permission. You become the little permission baby. Is it okay if I do that? Why? Why aren't you your own authority? You don't need me to tell you to be this type of man. Sure, coaches work. They show you the path. It's up to you. It's up to you. Your own authority, what matters. What I say is. Period. Absolute period. There is no question. Why would you doubt yourself? Why would you question yourself? It's okay to analyze yourself and dig deeper and think, oh, maybe on this particular topic, I might be wrong. Search, read more, learn more. That's okay. That's not outsourcing your authority or your authenticity. That is growing. That is what real men do. You own your faults. You grow as a man. You're not willing to, or you're not stuck in that prison of my ideas, my beliefs are the only way. You are willing to learn and grow. Super fucking important, man. When your energy leaks, this is the same thing as the dopamine diagram. How many people do you leak your energy to every fucking day? Maybe it's your wife, your spouse. Maybe it's your girlfriend. Maybe it's your parents. Maybe it's your fucking dog. How much energy are you truly leaking? Because you only have a set amount of dopamine that you can go through of these feel-good chemicals. And this is completely separate from internal energy within, that ever-flowing vat of endless energy. Completely different. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about external energy, which is physical energy. How much of that are you giving away? Like, you're giving away some right now by watching this video. You have to watch yourself. You have to be able to become aware of who you are, what you're being at every fucking moment. Sitting around scrolling, depleting yourself is not going to allow you to do that. You have to do things like take advantage of your morning. That's why I preach meditation in the morning. It is so fucking powerful. Once I learned how much it affected my day, I will never miss a morning. Ever. Maybe I don't have time that morning and I need to sneak in a quick one. I will always sit there, even if it's 5 minutes, to ground, to connect to source, my true being. Every day. Regardless. It's not a means to an end. Oh, I do these and then I get the prize. Nope. Nope. I think that's a huge misconception with Dr. Joe Dispenza. I love him. I love Dr. Joe. But there's a lot that he doesn't tell you that comes into what happens to you when you start doing these meditations. Massive self-reflection. Massive trauma will bubble up. You will be confronted by your shadow. And if you don't confront it in a neutral, non-judgmental manner, from that centered space, it will control you. And then emotions will come up, and then you create beliefs around those emotions, and that shapes your fucking reality. Why wouldn't you just take the bull by the horns in the beginning and not let that happen? Every single one of these, every single one of them, leads to powerless. Every single one. This is how you lose your power as a man. Let that sink in. Go about your life. When you start becoming aware of all of the things that are draining you, physically, metaphysically, you absolutely can't deny it. It's one of those things like, once you see it, you cannot unsee it. And this is really tough for a lot of guys, especially guys who have spent their whole lives building, improving themselves, their body, their mind, okay, their business. I see this so often. The man with the looks, money, the status is absolutely dead inside. Powerless. Sure, he can make a deal. Sure, he can make a lot of money. Awesome. I'm all for it. But where does that come from? What do you do? I believe it comes from a place of insecurity. I believe that when you get older, especially, and you find yourself in these just powerless situations, you have no choice but to fall back into your comfort zone, which might be something that you might be learning right now that is a self-development thing. Going to the gym, working on your business, working on your purpose. Those are good things. I'm all about it, but they should not be used for comfort, to escape the real you, the internal struggle. This is the war within. This is what separates the spiritual warrior from the victim, from the little baby. It goes in so many directions, and it can be included in so many men's lives. This is just a baseline. Step back. I challenge you to step back and look at your life through meditation. Through meditation. Not just take some time for yourself, maybe write down your goals, okay? Maybe write down things that you could improve on. That's all good. That'll get you to a better place. It still isn't tackling the main cause of everything in your life, which is your subconscious. Most men have no idea what is truly running them. So the 7 laws, these 7 laws, I want you to promise me that you will internalize this and you will take this and use this into your everyday life. Because this is fucking gold. I wish somebody told me this when I was younger. Oh my God. It would have helped me so much. In one end, it would have helped me go through the fire, which if you're going through the fire, remember, you are being forged into a metaphorical weapon. You're being forged. You're not being punished. That's where I got it wrong. I thought my life was just an endless punishment. Wrong. Forge yourself into the weapon that you know you can be, that will aid in the goodness of the world in a positive way, in a leadership way, in a divine masculine way. Law number 1, the law of silence. Can you sit in silence for 10 minutes, for 2 minutes, without crumbling at what bubbles up? This is, in my opinion, the true test of where you truly are in your life. Because the greatest mentor, the greatest coach in the world is you, if you allow it to be shown to you. And I know that sounds kind of out there. I mean, this goes in line with the higher self, the divine being, your spiritual essence. Allow it to bubble up and be shown to you so that you can take the information. Sitting in silence, sitting in stillness. That's what my MSP really shows you how to do. It shows you how to break through the fucking barrier. This right here is the matrix. That's what this is. It's designed to keep you comfortable, to keep you stuck, to keep you in fear, to keep you in low vibrational states of being. Sitting in stillness breaks you free from that. The law of tension. This is where I see business owners. They're badasses, man. I mean, a lot of these guys that I've talked to, I look up to greatly. I'm like, man, you run your business like a fucking boss. That's badass. But, for example, when they're around their wife, they cannot hold the tension. They can't sit there in their divine masculine essence, calm, complete calmness, not emotionless. Don't get me wrong, not emotionless, calm. The emotions are still there. You just handle them in the way that you should be handling them. You allow them to be. You allow them to be without reacting. The boss that goes home, and guess who is boss at home? Wifey. Wifey handles the bills. Wifey handles everything. Wifey tells him what to do. Because he can't hold that tension. That tension is gold. And this goes into just singular dating. This crushes men these days. Most women that I have found, not all, are absolute TikTok brainers. They're TikTok brainers. If you date younger women, especially TikTok brainers. Do you think that dating tactics, pickup tactics, okay, all that shit, you think it's going to work forever? Maybe in the beginning. But if you can't hold that from a true being, they're fucking gone, man. And I'm not about that. I'm not about that. I like finding high quality women that I can stick with, that we have a symbiotic relationship with, and we can go into the future, okay, in divinity, the divine masculine and feminine, working in tandem, yin yang. The tension is where it's at. If you can be not with a mask, we're coming up to that, not act, because that's going to get you a little bit, but not the full way, man. You're never going to get to the goal line. When you can hold that tension, not only will women, but other men will realize that within you. And that shows, that will, I don't know how to put it. It shows them that you're a man worthy of respect, worthy of maybe talking to. Maybe this guy's got something else. And this is not supposed to be used for bad. Don't use this in a manipulative manner to get close to people, to get what you want out of people. That's not what this is for. It's about true embodiment as a masculine man. Law 3, law of fire. This is the forge. The law of fire is understanding that, like I said previously, you are being forged into a weapon. You must be able to sit in the fucking fire and burn and not get emotionally involved, not let it distract you, not let it make you cower into your comfort zone. No, I can't handle it. Flip, 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 flip. No. Fire is forging you into a better human being. Through stillness, through meditation, this will make you the badass. Like, you don't even know how many guys, they think they are big shit, man. And then I show them these techniques and they crumble, man. They crumble and they realize there's a bigger picture here, man. Modern science shows us your cells are literally 99.9999999% empty space. Think about that. You are an infinite realm of possibilities, almost. When you tap into the subconscious, which is exactly where you need to focus within. When you focus on that, you realize how little the external world really matters. You realize that paycheck, that $150,000 watch you have on, really, in the long run, means nothing. It means nothing. True masculinity, the power comes from within. Number 4, the law of presence, man. Have you ever tried to look at yourself in the mirror? Just stared at yourself and just try to see, just become aware of the thought process, of what comes up, of what happens. If you never tried that, I guarantee you it'll blow your fucking mind. If you're willing to listen. If you're willing to listen. When you embody presence, there is no mask. No mask at all. In any situation, think about how many masks you wear. Think about if you went, for example, a job interview, just off the top of my head. Say you went to a job interview, you have it all planned out. Well, if this employer looks for these things, then I should show them these things, and I should say that I'm good at this. And this is, you can show this through embodiment, through presence. You have no idea how much respect you will command, how much love you will command. Okay? It is irreversible when you become aware of how this affects your everyday life. Presence is everything. Everything. All the dating coaches, all the manifesting coaches, the law of attraction coaches, even like the fitness coaches, a few of them really dig deep into this, and they show you your presence during a workout is what will truly show you how far you can push it, how much intensity is really being pushed. Like, what is your output? Because, I mean, in the fitness game, that's the one thing that really matters. Intensity. How hard are you pushing yourself? And that's another thing. When you go to the gym, it's for the mind. Anything that happens to your body, it's good stuff, but it's secondary. Your presence in the gym is to strengthen the mind. You strengthen the mind. You are literally forging discipline. You are becoming a better person. The gains, okay, the looks you get from women because you got a jacked, that's just secondary, man. Fuck aesthetics. When you actually embody pure presence, it's undeniable. Undeniable. That's what I want for you. That is the key. The law of pain. These two go together. Just like I said before, how much pain can you endure before you crumble? And I'm not talking physical pain. No. I'm talking energetic pain. Do you still sit around and things from your childhood bubble up? Just out of the blue. You're like, oh my God, that one time in the cafeteria when that guy fucking spilled milk all over me on purpose to embarrass me. And you're still holding that energetic blueprint. What do you do with that pain? Most people drown it out. They try to forget about it. Go into the comfort zone, get away from it, flip. This is the law you must truly understand. Pain through life is forging you into the person that you are meant to be. It's not punishing you. When you believe it's punishing you, guess what happens? You relive it over and over and over until you fucking get it. Most men live their entire lives like this. I've seen this so close hand with my family members. Traumas of life have consumed them so much. They can't even think. They can't even imagine being anything else but a man in a little bubble of comfort. 8 to 10 hours of TV a day, never exercising, eating completely unhealthy food because it's a quick dopamine fix. Every time you do that, you're just suppressing and suppressing and suppressing. Learn to live in the pain. You have two choices with this. You can allow the pain to bubble up and then push it down with some sort of vice or bullshit, weed, your phone, food. And that scenario of it bubbling up and you pushing it down and you bubbling up, pushing it down is going to happen your whole life. Think about that, your whole life. And it's going to rule you. Or you can use meditation. It's the only way to conquer this. Step away from it. And it is painful because it bubbles up and you must relive it in the moment, at that moment. But here's the thing. As you relive it from a separate, neutral standpoint, non-judgmental, completely separate, you are aware of it happening. And through this awareness, it can be let go of. But it's painful. It's a lot more painful than it bubbling up a little bit and then you pushing it back down. If you can just push through it in meditation for 5 fucking minutes, you have just let go of it for your whole life. And it's never, ever going to affect you again. It'll bubble up. Yeah, sure it might. But your reaction to it will be completely different. Completely fucking different. You'll see it and be like, oh yeah, I remember that. It won't affect you at all. It'll just be there. And eventually it'll never be there. That is the true letting go process. Thank you, Dr. David R. Hawkins, for telling all of us how to do that. The law of no escape. Just like I said, you have to put yourself in a position where you cannot escape. You cannot escape your subconscious. You cannot escape the things in your life that are keeping you weak. The more you practice escapism and you drown it out or you try to run away, it's going to rule you the rest of your life. You either get to this point, which is whatever, baseline point. This is where you let it bubble up and you push it back down. You let it bubble up, and you push it back down. And you'll never get past this threshold. Ever. What if you let it go all the way up and you looked at it? Those are eyes, not tits. You looked at it, allowed it to be, and you didn't emotionally connect yourself with it. You didn't drown it out. You didn't escape it with food or porn or whatever the hell you're doing. You looked at it. You became aware of it. You realized that that experience made me a better person. Without it, some people never get to have those experiences. They never get to go through that. And they stay the same and they stay stuck. You got to go through it. And now you have the opportunity to look at it. Let it go. And then guess what? Your new threshold is up here, not down here. Your new threshold is up here. And eventually you'll get to another part. You'll get to another portion in your life where you have to step back and look. And then as you look at it and you let go of it from a neutral, non-judgmental awareness, I know I keep repeating myself, it's so fucking important. You can get to the next level. And that's how you keep climbing the fucking ladder. It's as easy as that, but you have to endure the pain with no escape. None. Don't escape it. Stop running like a little baby. Face it. Face it. The law of the throne. The law of the throne. It indicates where you are on your journey. Imagine yourself sitting on a throne and the worst situation comes up upon you. You're on the throne. The worst situation. It can be anything. Everybody's different. I'm going to give you like a broad example here. Let's say, this is probably my favorite example, the jesters. They're running around. They're juggling, they're setting shit on fire, messing with people, the peasants in the courtroom. They're trying to get a rise out of you. They're trying to poke and prod you. Okay? How high is your throne? How high is that throne? Are you right there on the ground with that jester? Or are you above, looking down? Because when you're above looking down, this isn't a tyrannical position. That's not what I'm talking about. They're beneath you. They're beneath you in like a toxic sort of way. No. You're above them where they cannot affect you. That is the law of the throne. Absolute gold. Think about that next time you're in a business situation with a girl, about to eat that shitty food, about to do something you're not supposed to do, looking at stuff you're not supposed to look at, smoking stuff you're not supposed to smoke, dumbing yourself down, staying trapped in the so-called matrix. And that's exactly where they want weak men. Because it forges weak men. You can either forge yourself into a weak man or a strong man from a place of power. If you want more on this, watch one of these videos. They'll show you more. Peace. Thanks for watching.